Yo, what up? I'm back at you. It's me again, Mike Cardi. We about to get Yo, what up? I'm back at you. You know, it's Motivational Monday, and I got some health tips, or some health education, rather, today for you, okay? Yes, as you know, in the past couple of weeks, we've actually been talking about diabetes type 1 and type 2. Well, today we're going to be talking about diabetes insipidus. Diabetes insipidus is pretty much a rare case of diabetes, pretty much where your blood sugars are normal, unlike the type 1 and type 2 diabetes. You actually have a normal 60 to 120 range. With this particular diabetes, the only abnormal thing is that your body, your kidneys are filtering out 3 to 20 quarts of urine a day. Now, if you know anything about the kidneys should not be producing that much urine a day. That means you'll be pissing all day, going back and forth to the toilet. So, a normal kidney function filters 1 to 2 quarts of urine a day, and that's by pretty much processing and going through 120 to 150 quarts of blood a day to get that 1 to 2 quarts of urine that you would excrete. Well, in this particular case, with diabetes insipidus, the urine that is being produced, or the water that is being excreted, has no type of minerals in it. It's just pretty much diluted and it's odorless. So therefore, you're literally urinating water, which puts you at risk for dehydration if you didn't know. And if you didn't know, that dehydration is something that is really important, because in order for your body to function normally, you actually have to have a certain amount of water in your body. In order for your brain to function normally, you actually have to have a normal amount of water in your body. Otherwise, it puts you at risk for confusion, dizziness, and other types of problems, and also like risk for organ failure and things of that nature. So yes, water is definitely essential to what we need. If you didn't know, the hypothalamus is pretty much what produces a hormone called the vasopressin hormone, or the antidiuretic hormone, which regulates the amount of urine that is excreted from the body. Anytime in diabetes insipidus, there's some type of damage to the hypothalamus or the pituitary gland that is hindering the proper communication between the two. So therefore, you have an excess amount of fluids being excreted. You have this urinary frequency and urgency and everything that's going on. Pretty much when your body has too much or too little fluid in the body and everything, the pituitary gland, where the vasopressin hormones is stored, it pretty much tells the tubules or the kidneys to, it releases the hormone into the bloodstream and tells the kidneys to press the dang on the tubules to prevent them from urinating and everything. And so that's hence the reason why it's called vasopressin and everything, because it's pretty much trying to press the urine and keep it from excreting. That way you can have a normal amount of water in your body, and your body can maintain its homeostasis and everything. Now, anytime there's an excess amount of fluid in the body, that the pituitary gland releases less vasopressin, therefore allowing you to urinate a whole lot more and all that. So boom. We got through that and everything. So there's four types of diabetes insipidus, and you have the central diabetes insipidus, which is pretty much where there's damage to the hypothalamus and also the pituitary gland, which pretty much hinders the normal storage and production of the vasopressin hormone and everything. So that pretty much causes you to have the excess fluid releasing and all that. Also the nephrogenic, which is pretty much there's a disconnect between the kidneys and the hypothalamus or the pituitary gland, and the kidneys just aren't responding to the vasopressin that's being released into the bloodstream. Also, you got dipsogenic, which is pretty much the vasopressin hormone and the thirst mechanism that is in the body. There's an imbalance there, so therefore it's not telling the body when to retain water and when to release water based off of the thirst mechanism. So that also plays a factor too with the diabetes insipidus and the vasopressin hormone. And also, last but not least, of course, we got gestational diabetes, which is it happens whenever a woman is pregnant. It's just not your normal pregnancy peeing. It's your you're going all the time, like I say, 3 to 20 quarts are being released with this diabetes insipidus. Up to 20 quarts. So things you need to look out for and to seek immediate medical attention for is confusion, dizziness, and sluggishness. That means you're dehydrated. That means that things are shutting down. That means that you need to go seek somebody to get some type of IV solutions in you, or you need to immediately get you some Pedialyte or something like that to restore some minerals and electrolytes in your body and all that. And how is this thing diagnosed? It's diagnosed by a few tests, but let's name out the main three, which is a blood test, a urine analysis, which are going to test your pH and everything, and also a fluid deprivation test, which is exactly what it is. They're going to deprive you from fluids to see is your body still able to find fluids in there to be able to release, and that's kind of what this rare form of diabetes is, where it will literally suck all your all your cells and stuff of all of its fluids, and just to be able to excrete properly, because it doesn't know when it's too little and when it's too less urine in the body. So boom, there we go right there. Hope you all got into this thing on Health Tip. This has been Mike Hardy. I do this every Monday, at least try to do it every Monday. and we're going to get back on this whole flow of health tips. And so y'all just stay with me, subscribe, and hit the like button. I love you all. Love you all. Hope you all enjoyed this. Enjoy you all's week, of course. And y'all stay taking care of yourself. All right, bye.